You can't be here. Step out of school right now.
What? I teach here. My classroom is literally behind you.
We got a report of someone pretending to be staff. That's you. Move it.
Pretending? I've worked here 5 years. Check my ID. Check the roster. Ask any student or teacher.
Officer Ryan Patterson had been with the Philadelphia Police Department for 14 years. In those 14 years, he'd accumulated 29 formal complaints. 24 of them involved black men he'd accused of trespassing, loitering, or not belonging in schools, universities, and educational facilities. A black teacher entering his classroom was questioned for unauthorized access. A black principal in his office was detained for suspicious presence. A black professor in his lecture hall was told he didn't belong there. A black vice principal during classes was investigated for impersonating school staff. A black counselor in a meeting was handcuffed for trespassing in a school. A black assistant principal was arrested for being somewhere he shouldn't be. Every complaint ended the same way. Schools confirming these were experienced educators. Internal review that cleared Patterson. Diversity training he attended but dismissed. Written warnings that meant nothing. Union protection that blocked discipline. One Monday morning in Philadelphia, his 14-year pattern of assuming black men didn't belong in educational settings finally confronted someone who dedicated his entire career to teaching high school students, who'd been recognized as Teacher of the Year multiple times, and whose arrest in front of his students would spark outrage from the education community and expose a department that had ignored 29 complaints over 14 years. That confrontation would end Patterson's career, cost the city $1.2 million, and expose systemic bias against black educators. Before we continue, where are you watching from? Hit that subscribe button. These stories expose the truth. Marcus Thompson, a 38-year-old high school English teacher, was in his own classroom at George Washington High School, preparing for his first period class, when a police officer entered and ordered him to leave. His teacher ID badge was on his desk. His name was on the door. His lesson plans were on the board. No crime, no trespassing, no violation, just a teacher getting ready for class. But Officer Patterson saw him through a lens so warped by racial assumptions that he couldn't process a black man in a classroom as the teacher, and definitely not as someone whose arrest would expose years of harassment. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. George Washington High School, a large urban public school serving 2,000 students in northeast Philadelphia. The school was known for its diverse student body and dedicated teachers. It was 7:45 a.m. on a Monday morning, temperature 52 degrees, cloudy. Students were arriving, teachers were preparing for first period at 8:15 a.m. Marcus Thompson had been a high school English teacher for 15 years, all of them at George Washington High School. He'd graduated from Temple University with his degree in English education, earned his master's while teaching full-time. He taught AP Literature, regular English courses, and creative writing. He'd won Teacher of the Year 3 times. He sponsored the Creative Writing Club, coached the debate team, and mentored dozens of student teachers. He made $72,000 annually. He was beloved by students, respected by parents, and valued by administration. That Monday morning, Marcus arrived at school at 7:30 a.m. as always, unlocked his classroom, turned on the lights, wrote the day's agenda on the board, arranged handouts for his first period AP Literature class. He was reviewing his lesson on The Great Gatsby when he heard aggressive footsteps and a hostile voice. Do you think officers should verify employment before confronting teachers in schools? Drop your answer below. Officer Ryan Patterson had those 29 complaints over 14 years. 24 involved black men at schools and educational facilities. Multiple supervisors had recommended his termination. School districts had complained about him harassing their staff. Philadelphia School District had filed formal complaints about Patterson specifically. Internal Affairs had flagged him as a liability at schools. But the union blocked every disciplinary action, arguing Patterson was maintaining school security. That morning, Patterson responded to a call about suspicious activity. A janitor new to the building reported seeing a black man in a classroom before school officially started. Patterson arrived and saw Marcus at his desk reviewing lesson plans. "Sir, you need to leave this building immediately." Marcus looked up from his plans, confused. "Leave? I work here. I'm a teacher." "I received a call that you're trespassing in this school." Marcus looked at his classroom, his desk, his books, his name on the door. "Trespassing? This is my classroom. I teach here. I'm Mr. Thompson. I've taught here for 12 years. "That doesn't add up. Show me proof you work here." Marcus pointed to his desk where his teacher ID sat next to his coffee. My ID is right there. Marcus Thompson, English teacher. I've been here since 2009. This is my classroom. That badge could be stolen. I need official proof. Stolen? Officer, my name is on the door, on the attendance roster, on the school website. Students will be arriving in 30 minutes for my AP literature class. You need to exit this building right now. Exit? I'm a teacher. I have classes to teach. I have lesson plans on the board. Should teachers be arrested in their own classrooms before class? Let me know what you think. A colleague walking past stopped at the doorway. Marcus, what's going on? Officer, that's Mr. Thompson. He's taught here for 12 years. He's one of our best teachers. Patterson ignored her. Ma'am, keep moving. The teacher, Lisa Chen, who'd worked with Marcus for 8 years, was alarmed. That's his classroom. He's the English teacher. He won Teacher of the Year. What are you talking about? Patterson turned back to Marcus. Sir, final warning. Leave this school or you're under arrest. Under arrest for what? Being in my own classroom? You're trespassing in a school building. I teach here. This is my classroom. I have students coming. Patterson moved toward him. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. This is insane. I'm a teacher. I've taught here for 12 years. I have students who need me. You're under arrest for trespassing and refusing to comply. I haven't refused anything. I'm in my own classroom preparing to teach. Patterson grabbed Marcus's wrist. Marcus didn't resist, but spoke clearly. I am not resisting. I'm complying. I am Marcus Thompson, English teacher at George Washington High School. I've taught here for 15 years. This is my classroom. I'm being arrested before my first period class. Officer Patterson is arresting me for being a black teacher. I have witnesses. My students will arrive in 30 minutes. Lisa was calling the principal, the school district office, and other teachers. Patterson handcuffed Marcus, wrists that had graded thousands of essays, written countless lesson plans, handed back papers with encouraging comments. He walked him past his desk with student work waiting to be returned, past the board with his lesson plan, past his nameplate on the door. Students were starting to arrive early, seeing their teacher in handcuffs. Mr. Thompson, one shouted in shock. What's happening? Another yelled. Teachers emerged from classrooms, horrified. Within minutes, the principal was rushing to the scene. What's going on? Officer, that's Mr. Thompson. He's one of our most respected teachers. Patterson kept walking. By the time they reached the office, the superintendent had been called. Students were gathering, confused and upset. Teachers were protesting. At the station, the principal arrived with Marcus's personnel file, his Teacher of the Year awards, student testimonials. Deputy Chief Martinez reviewed everything, confirmed Marcus's 15-year career, watched body camera showing him clearly in his classroom with his name on the door. She approached Marcus. Mr. Thompson, this arrest was completely unjustified. You're being released immediately. She turned to Patterson with fury. You arrested a Teacher of the Year in his own classroom before his class. His colleague told you he's a teacher. His name was on the door. Badge and weapon. You're terminated. Patterson protested. Deputy Chief, he couldn't immediately prove. He was in his classroom with his name on the door. He's taught there 15 years. You've generated 29 complaints. School districts complained about you. You're done. The story exploded. The teachers' union rallied. Students organized a walkout supporting Mr. Thompson. Parents demanded action. Marcus testified before the school board and city council. I'm a teacher. I've dedicated 15 years to education. I was arrested in my own classroom preparing to teach. 29 complaints. 24 involving black educators. The system protected Patterson. Marcus filed a lawsuit. The allegations: unlawful arrest at his workplace, false imprisonment, racial profiling, interference with his teaching, deliberate indifference to Patterson's pattern. Philadelphia settled. $1.2 million paid to Marcus Thompson. Patterson was terminated. His name entered the National Decertification Index. Philadelphia PD implemented reforms: mandatory verification at schools, termination at 2 complaints, education liaison programs. Marcus continues teaching and became an advocate for protecting educators from harassment. His students rallied around him, and the incident became a powerful teaching moment about civil rights. Comment if teachers deserve special protections at their workplaces. And if these stories matter, hit that subscribe button. This isn't about one officer or one teacher. It's about systems that allowed harassment of educators for 14 years.